If you look at the facts, we have done 50 witnesses, one of whom you could argue was exclusively related to her email, and that was the shortest interview we have done. We have 50,000 new documents. Less than 5% have anything to do with Secretary Clinton. She's an important witness, but she is one witness. And by the time we're through, John, we will have interviewed 70 witnesses. So she's one out of the 70. I get that she gets more attention than the other 69. But frankly, if you ask me, the eyewitnesses on the ground that night in Benghazi are more important to me as a former prosecutor than the former Secretary of State.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Five. Trey Gowdy, who will conduct the hearings, Hillary testifying on Thursday. Stop being pressured into apologizing for what you're doing. Stop saying Hillary's not as significant as everybody else. Stop downplaying the significance of the emails, because they are significant. If they weren't, the FBI and the Justice Department wouldn't be investigating them. Now, it's come to light, ladies and gentlemen, that there's been emails that have been discovered and for the first time handed over to this committee from Ambassador Stevens begging for more security from the State Department. Let's watch.
As a former prosecutor, if you looked at the evidence from Republicans in your own party who said this is a political committee, wouldn't that be enough to at least start an investigation into whether this is politically motivated? I mean, it's a pretty big body of evidence.
Well, actually, there's no evidence. There are three people who don't have any idea what they're talking about.
Okay, this guy on Face the Nation, I don't even know his name. I really don't. I couldn't tell you right now who he is. He replaced Bob Schieffer. And he thinks it's a pretty big body of evidence that a fired staff member, a Republican, liberal Republican who's not even on the committee, and a committee member have all said that the committee isn't doing things right. That's a pretty big body of evidence. What evidence? Where's the evidence? It's their opinion. And so Gowdy was correct in the way he responded. But now we get into even more. Watch.
When Speaker Boehner called me, he never mentioned Secretary Clinton's name, not once. And my position's always been the same. 4 dead Americans is more than enough work for me. She's a witness. She was the Secretary of State. You have to talk to her. But we've already talked to 50 people not named Clinton. We're going to talk to another couple of dozen not named Clinton. So I understand that there's more attention associated with her. But from my perspective, I am much more interested in Chris Stevens' emails, which we just received, than I am her emails, which we just received.
Really, 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 really. This is disgusting. Stop apologizing, Trey. Stop it, Congressman. It's legitimate. She was Secretary of State. She should be the person you're most interested in. But as for those Chris Stevens emails, watch.
None of the 7 previous committees bothered to access the emails of our ambassador. So if you want a window into Libya and what was happening in the weeks and months before these 4 were killed, why would you not look at the ambassador's emails? He was a prolific emailer.
And he was begging for more security from the State Department. Begging. And then he died. Okay? Where does the buck stop? With Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, Sidney Blumenthal, watch this.
I'll give you a 1-week time period in June. He's just been put in place as the ambassador, just accepted on June the 7th. And he is already asking for more security. He notes that there's an uptick in violence, and he's asking for more security. On almost exactly that day, John, he is asked to read and respond to an email from Sidney Blumenthal, who knows nothing about Libya. So he's asking for security, and Jake Sullivan in Washington is asking our ambassador, the day after our facility was attacked with an IED, to read and respond to an email from Sidney Blumenthal.
And whose buddy is Sidney Blumenthal? It's that name that Trey Gowdy really doesn't want to talk about. Hillary Rodham Clinton. This stinks to high heaven. Blumenthal had a big role in all of this. Hillary was AWOL. Hillary was dereliction of duty, guilty of such. And this has to be pursued. And the buck stops with Hillary. Stop being afraid to say that. Start saying it, Congressman, or this is a farce. Thanks for watching.